morning. So today I have Ben with us who loves being in startups. He wants to make sure that companies continuously grow and excel in whatever business he is. He is also a calculated risk taker, so he likes to take risks, but he wants to make sure that he doesn't fall too deep. So that's a good way to go on about life. But then again, I mean, life is all about risks as well. Let's welcome Ben on 10 Minutes of Hiding Wisdom, where he will tell us about the company that he's working with. And the company recently passed its second Seed B funding, which is amazing. Congratulations, Ben, on that.
Thank you.
And Ben will tell us more about the company. Hi, Ben. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much, Ben. So, Ben, can you tell us about your company, how fast it has been growing? I've been reading about it, and it seems to be doing amazing.
Yes, no, absolutely. So Snackpass, we see ourselves as social e-commerce for restaurants. So we combine the social nature of group buying, sending points, sending gifts, with ordering food. So we focused on takeout, which is about a $600 billion industry and about 5 times bigger than delivery. So it's more practical and also social. So we started on college campuses, started at Yale, branched out to about 13 with just our social app. And now we're at
Wow.
the point where we've added more business verticals, including kiosks, online ordering, QR code ordering, and it's allowed us to expand into cities. So now we're launching, leading with our other products as well as we really take over the nation. So we've grown about,
Wow. So,
yeah,
sorry, go ahead. So, go ahead. You were telling us about the
yeah.
growth and
No,
everything.
we've grown about like 7x year over year. Our team size has grown from about
Wow.
15 to about 45 full time in about like a year and a half, and our market size is about tripled. So we're moving really fast, and we're trying to find the right people to join us on our rocket ship.
Of course. So I read that your company is planning on expanding to 15 other cities. What of the cities in the United States are you most excited about when it comes to the expansion? Like, where do you think you'll see the most, like, greatest response amongst all the other cities?
Yeah, so the reason we went after college campuses first was the super high density and high frequency of people, restaurants, and order volume. So that's what really got us excited about that. And right now we're launching in New York, LA, San Francisco currently, and we're hiring for Austin, Chicago, Miami. But we really want to focus on pods within those cities that are that same. They not necessarily have to be students, but they have very high density people, restaurants, and order frequency that can allow for the highest use case. So, we really want to go after restaurants who are going to be 100% on Snackpass using our entirety of products. And that's where we can support these restaurants the most, where we act more as a marketing arm, where anyone can build the restaurant tech, but like we help make restaurants go viral. And we want to build a product that is irresponsible for you not to use, is how we see it.
Well, I can definitely say you're doing a great job because the company is continuously expanding. You're expanding to 15 other cities, so I'm pretty sure it will work out. And then before this, you mentioned we were having our initial conversation that hiring is definitely the hardest part. Why do you think hiring is definitely the hardest part, especially when it comes to new companies specifically?
Yeah, I think every person you add is a not only a value add on their work, but a culture. There's no culture to fit into. Every person is an addition. It changes. So it's so necessary to find the right people with the right mindset. And I think that's why I love the phrase like calculated risk taker, because it like differentiates a type of mindset. Like everyone is an entrepreneur at Snack Pass. And when you're hiring, you want everyone to be an entrepreneur and have that ability to own and run and lead projects, lean into the unknown. And that mentality breeds the best type of support system. But when you're hiring and growing so fast, it's can be super tough to find the right people and dedicate the right resources. But we've been putting a lot more resources as we hire now. So we've been going full steam ahead.
And what kind of roles are you most actively hiring for? What kind of people, when it comes to personality traits, are you looking for to join your company?
Definitely. So I think three big areas. Engineering is huge. It's definitely an area that we're always hiring for. Sales is I lead our sales recruiting as one of my responsibilities. So we're hiring account executives, account managers, and then our growth operations team, including onboarding, logistics, and hardware as we really deploy these kiosks nationwide. So those are three areas. We probably have about 30 roles posted. So we're going to double in team size again from this year to next. And we're opening up hubs, places people can like come and go, in New York, LA, and San Francisco. So if you never want to be in the office, that's totally fine. But like if you want to maybe have a coffee with someone, we just want to have a place where people can congregate. That's really
That
our
makes
our only
sense.
our the only need for the space.
That makes sense. And I'm curious, so you mentioned that, okay, we don't really have to go to the office. So this would be a personal question, but I'd be curious to say, like, a lot of offices have moved to either remote working or hybrid modes. How do you think the impact on mental health has been specifically with the transition and everything? Because some people, like going to offices, like interacting with people. So according to you, just using your experience, how do you think people, if for example some people enjoy it, but if people do suffer with mental health illnesses and everything, how would you navigate through those challenges?
Definitely. Well, I mean, mental health is super serious, and it's definitely like something that we value a lot, and we want to make sure we have the right like counselors and therapists. But it's really about like the energy at the end of the day. You want to be in an environment that supports you. When I started at Snackpass, I was interviewing in San Francisco, and I was going to be based in San Francisco. First week, I went to University of Michigan. My initial role was going to be the launch manager, launching markets, and then a week later, the pandemic. So then I spent the next year remote. And for someone
Wow.
who really thrives being around others, it really taught me a lot about like how to communicate and how to bring other people to engage. So I did, a lot of outreach, a lot of like prompting questions that I knew people could relate to. So I think it's a balance, and some people thrive best in the remote environment, and that's amazing. And like there's no reason to take anyone away from where they feel most comfortable. So as we a lot of our roles that we have roles that are based in markets for like selling restaurants, but any of the central roles that we have, you can be in a hub or you can be in any part of the world, and we're still interested.
That makes sense. So what's one thing that you absolutely love about Snack Pass, and what's one thing that you're just like, okay, this could improve? I mean, you might be biased, but we still love to hear your perspective, Ben.
Yeah, I think it's just the drive to solve problems at the highest level. Like everyone is just had this mindset that like we're never going to settle, and we want to solve problems both short and long term. And when the pandemic happened, the mindset wasn't necessarily like how can we continue to make billions and billions in revenue. It was like, okay, we have to focus on how we can help our core customer, our restaurants. How can we help them survive? So I think that real genuine mentality of caring. We charge restaurants three times less than any other provider, and even lower. So like our whole mindset is support, and that goes into like our culture, and like what gets us excited is just that same environment of both supporting each other, but having this just mission to continuously solve problems together. Um, I mean, and improve. I think life's an you'll forever be absorbing. So I think like just the mentality of being aware that as we continue to grow and go to different verticals, it's important for anyone like internally or externally to have the understanding that like it's a constant absorption of like ideas and thought, and when there's so many different pieces, you can feel lost and you can feel unknown, but like unknown is a beauty at the end of the day. Like you're never going to solve a complete unknown. So it's like how can you go through and get better and better, but also realize that there's no ending. And that's kind of the beauty and the challenge of building a startup. You have goals, you
That's
have
true.
visions, but like you want to just continue.
That's true. There's this very famous saying, which is like, life happens when you're busy planning. So I think you need to understand that, okay, you might be planning out some things. You might get some of these things right. But then again, there will be some things that you didn't take into account. And that is what life throws at you. So thank you so much for sharing that, Ben. Well, Ben, we like to keep things short. Your company seems to be doing amazing. And I hope and wish you all the more success. But if people do reach out to me with interest, I will definitely forward them to you. Thank you so much, Ben. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Definitely, yeah. Excited to speak with anyone who's interested, for sure. Thanks so much.
Thank you.